In a brownstone on Gramercy Park in New York City, Frances Bavier was born on December 14, 1902. Mary S. Birmingham Bavier and Charles S. Bavier, a stationary engineer, were her parents. Bavier had a busy and diversified career in the arts prior to his fame. She enrolled at Columbia University with the goal of becoming a teacher. Her passion for performing, however, soon led her to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where she studied acting and developed a strong foundation of discipline that would serve her well in her career. She performed in numerous theatrical shows, including Broadway musicals, where she received accolades for her flawless delivery and fascinating stage presence. Her early career was centered around theater. During these years, she improved her timing of serious and humorous lines, preparing her for the upcoming golden age of television. Bavier entered the movie business in the 1930s and 1940s, appearing in supporting roles in Bend of the River, 1952. And The Day the Earth Stood Still, 1951. Her maternal manner and gentle intensity were often evident. Bavier gained recognition for her ability to convey warmth, wisdom, and subtle comedy in even the shortest amounts of screen time, despite the fact that these parts weren't always significant. Frances Bavier made her breakthrough performance as Aunt Bee Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show in 1960. The sitcom depicted a beautiful, wholesome American life and was set in the fictional hamlet of Mayberry, North Carolina. At the heart of it all was Bavier's Aunt Bee. She was a character that adored and protected Sheriff Andy Taylor, played by Andy Griffith, and Opie, played by Ron Howard. For the Taylor family, Aunt Bee did more than simply cook and clean. She served as their emotional rock and would frequently offer them counsel, a reassuring meal, or a mild reprimand when necessary. Aunt Bee had depth because Bavier portrayed a range of emotions. She was more than just a maternal figure. She had several facets. She was quite independent and considerate of others. She received a great deal of affection and praise for her role on the show, which earned her a 1967 Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. Bavier's performance was so well received that she continued to play the same role in Mayberry RFD after the show ended, making her a beloved television personality. She and the company clicked deeply, particularly with young Ron Howard. She became like an aunt or grandma to many of her admirers. Frances Bavier chose to leave the entertainment industry in 1972, despite having a lengthy and prosperous playing career. Since they remembered her best as Aunt Bee from The Andy Griffith Show, many fans saw this as the end of an era. Following her retirement, Bavier sought a quieter, more tranquil existence away from the glamour and bustle of Hollywood. She purchased a home in the little hamlet of Siler City, North Carolina, which would serve as both her last residence and a shelter for her. This action was significant because it demonstrated her desire to relate to a slower-paced, more straightforward lifestyle that was significantly different from the fast-paced entertainment industry. Siler City was selected for a reason. She expressed her admiration for the tranquility and beauty of nature in it. Bavier provided a candid explanation of her thoughts when asked why she decided to stay in North Carolina rather than return to her native New York, where she had spent the majority of her early years and career. She once remarked, "I fell in love with North Carolina, all the pretty roads and the trees." This demonstrates her love for the area's serene surroundings and natural beauty, which included the charming people, the small-town sense of community, and the winding country roads lined with towering trees. A refuge from the hectic and frequently impersonal New York City was North Carolina. She might live a calmer, more reflective life there, in harmony with the natural world. Frances Bavier had a stable career and a public demeanor, but her private life was somewhat of a mystery. According to others, when she was first starting out, she was briefly married to a man named Russell Carpenter. But there has never been any concrete evidence or official documentation proving the validity of this marriage. Many of the person's acquaintances and biographers questioned the allegation because there is no proof, stating that it might have been a mistake or a rumor rather than fact. Her generally well-known professional existence is made a little more mysterious by the fact that it's still unclear whether the marriage actually occurred. Frances Bavier's reputation extended beyond his work as an actress. During her time in Siler City, she was particularly well known for her kindness and involvement in the community. According to an article published in 1981 by Chip Woolnick, a staff writer for the Courier Tribune, Bavier had a strong interest in philanthropic activities, particularly the Christmas and Easter Seal Societies. During the holidays, these organizations assist families and individuals with disabilities. Bavier's encouragement of their work demonstrated her compassion and her desire to serve others. She frequently conducted outreach and advocacy work from home as a well-known and adored television personality, using her platform to raise awareness of these crucial issues and inspire others to lend a hand. Bavier was renowned for maintaining a close and affectionate relationship with her admirers. Fans frequently wrote to her to express their admiration for her performance and how warm she made them feel in her parts, or to request autographs. In response, Bavier frequently took the time to write letters to those who reached out to her, offering words of warmth and encouragement. Her dedication to her fans demonstrated her genuine humility and compassion, qualities that won her admiration from many outside of her acting career. A sizable bequest from Frances Bavier is a $100,000 trust fund that will exclusively be utilized to support the Siler City Police Force. This demonstrates her kindness and her deep concern for the neighborhood. This trust fund was created with the intention of giving a bonus to roughly 20 Siler City Police Department workers each December from the interest that grew annually. This thoughtful gesture demonstrated her appreciation for the labor and commitment of those who worked to maintain and safeguard the location she had come to love. It also demonstrated her desire to truly improve the lives of those who resided in Siler City and turn it into a welcoming and safe community. Frances Bavier's years of voluntary labor and enduring financial commitments throughout her retirement demonstrated a deep-seated love and loyalty to the community that went beyond her TV celebrity. She made the decision to reside in North Carolina, supported worthy causes, and showed kindness to both locals and admirers. These deeds reveal the profound and compassionate nature of a woman who impacted numerous lives both on and off screen. Frances Bavier was a complex and occasionally difficult person behind the scenes. Her most well-known role on The Andy Griffith Show was that of the adored Aunt Bee. Although many of her admirers regarded her as amiable and grandmotherly, it was rumored that Bavier disliked collaborating with certain members of the entertainment industry. Stories and tales about the 5 performers she allegedly detested the most during her career have surfaced over the years. This offers us a fascinating glimpse into the less glamorous aspects of entertainment and the interactions that go place on set. One of the names that frequently appears is George Lindsay. On The Andy Griffith Show, he portrayed the endearing Goober Pyle. Although fans adored their personas off-screen and Bavier and Lindsay got along well on film, it was reported that they had a difficult relationship. Frances reportedly felt that his acting was too general and occasionally unprofessional. His improvisations, in her opinion, ran counter to her more conventional and honed acting style. Although their issues were not widely known at the time, cast members have since said that Bavier frequently treated Lindsay rudely and uninterestedly, which left the set chilly while he was around. Though he always respected her talent, Lindsay has admitted that Bavier can occasionally be impolite and challenging to get along with. Frances Bavier also reportedly detested Don Knotts, who portrayed the awkward but endearing Deputy Barney Fife. Millions of people adored Knotts and appreciated his sense of humor, but Bavier didn't seem to enjoy his penchant for slapstick humor and occasionally found his actions bothersome. She reportedly disliked Knotts' exuberance and spontaneous antics, which contrasted sharply with her typically somber and composed demeanor. Their working methods frequently clashed, and it was rumored that Bavier had been covertly critical of Knotts' acting technique, believing it detracted from the show's genteel, country feel. The third singer on her list was Hal Smith, best known for portraying the town drunk Otis Campbell. Otis was the show's most humorous character, although Frances and Smith reportedly did not get along personally. According to some accounts, she found it difficult to collaborate with him due to his behavior off-camera. He seemed overly loud or self-centered to her. There might have been issues because of the contrast between Smith's more gregarious demeanor and Bavier's more reserved efficiency. It's possible that Bavier believed Smith upset the equilibrium on set and didn't show enough respect for her status and experience. Fans who believed that Frances and Andy Griffith had a loving and harmonious relationship on TV might be surprised to learn that Frances also had issues with Griffith. Despite their affectionate portrayal of a small-town family, there were reportedly issues behind the scenes. According to some sources, Bavier believed that she wasn't receiving as much screen time or attention as Griffith because of his somewhat domineering style of leadership on set. Bavier, who may have been prideful and had been in theater for a long time, may have disliked being viewed only as Aunt B rather than a star in her own right, but Griffith was known for being a kind and patient co-star. Buddy Ebsen, a well-known Hollywood personality who appeared in guest roles on the show, was another actor that Bavier reportedly didn't like. It was not that they were bad friends, rather, Bavier disliked Ebsen because of the way he behaved. According to reports, they disagreed on what was professional and their personalities clashed. Bavier, for instance, felt that Ebsen was too casual and laid back for her preferences. This further demonstrated Bavier's inclination for more rigid, traditional behavior and etiquette, which frequently caused her to clash with her colleagues. Because Bavier became agitated often, the production crew on the Andy Griffith show was cautious about how they spoke to her. During the show's run, the two occasionally disagreed, according to series star Andy Griffith on Larry King Live, November 27, 2003. Griffith claimed that 4 months before to her passing, Bavier apologized to him over the phone for being tough during the show's run. It is difficult for an actor to develop a role and become so famous for it that people no longer recognize her as a person, Bavier stated in an interview with Bill Ballard for Carolina Camera. They only know her from her on-screen persona. Frances Bavier's list of the actors she detested most demonstrates how she felt about her strong will, issues at work, and personality conflicts. Her experience made me realize that even well-known television families frequently have complex relationships off-screen. Even while fans still adore their on-screen collaborations, the fact that George Lindsay and others were mentioned demonstrates how much Bavier's personal feelings could impact the environment on the Andy Griffith show set. On November 22, 1989, Frances Bavier's health deteriorated to the point where she needed to visit Chatham Hospital in Siler City, North Carolina, which is near her retirement home. She was admitted to the hospital's coronary care unit, a dedicated space for patients with severe cardiac issues. This environment made it evident how much care she required and how serious her health issues were. In an effort to stabilize her condition and manage her cardiac condition, a group of cardiologists and nurses monitored and cared for her continuously for 2 weeks. While she was in the coronary care unit, doctors kept a tight eye on her vital signs, including blood pressure and cardiac rhythms, to make sure nothing life-threatening occurred. Her lengthy hospital stay also demonstrated the complexity of her sickness, since she was juggling multiple issues at once. Frances Bavier was released from the hospital on December 4, 1989, after 2 incredibly difficult weeks. Doctors believed she was stable enough to continue receiving treatment at home, according to this. Although she was discharged from the hospital, it was acknowledged that she still had poor overall health and would require strict monitoring and a follow-up visit with a physician. Unfortunately, the happiness she experienced upon leaving the hospital was short-lived. Frances Bavier passed away peacefully at 7 p.m. on December 6, 1989, just 2 days after leaving the hospital. 8 days prior to her 87th birthday, she passed away. It marked the end of a lengthy life filled with both incredible professional achievements and extremely private final years. Frances Bavier's death was publicly attributed to coronary artery disease, atherosclerosis, myocardial infarction, and congestive heart failure. These terms are used in medicine to characterize a progressive deterioration in heart health. Fluid accumulation results from the heart's inability to pump blood as effectively in congestive heart failure. AMI is a heart attack that occurs when the heart muscle's blood supply is interrupted. Plaque accumulation causes arteries to harden and narrow, a condition known as atherosclerosis or coronary artery disease. This increases the risk of heart attacks and makes blood flow more difficult. All of these signs indicate a severely diseased heart, which is typical of older adults with a history of heart issues. Besides these direct causes of death, Bavier had long suffered from other severe health issues, including chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, a lung disease that worsens over time, making it difficult to breathe and frequently making it more difficult to recover from heart problems, arthritis, which may have limited her mobility and caused her constant pain, and breast cancer, which may have worsened her general health. Frances Bavier spent the final decades of her life in Siler City, North Carolina, where she loved and was buried in Oakwood Cemetery. Her modest retirement lifestyle is well suited to the serene surroundings of Oakwood Cemetery, a quiet and dignified place to rest. Because she had a personal connection to the area and had established a life away from Hollywood, she decided to be buried there rather than at a more well-known or large metropolitan cemetery. To memorialize an actress who portrayed one of television's most well-known characters, Aunt Bee, with warmth and authenticity and who lived out her final years with a gentle, elegant grace, fans can still visit her tomb. The name of her most well-known character, Aunt Bee, is written on her gravestone: "To live in the hearts of those left behind is not to die."